What's going on, everybody? I need to take a swig of this Rockstar so I can stay awake.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Oh my god, I forgot what Rockstar tastes like.
Tastes like horse piss.
Yeah. How do you know
It's
what
disgusting.
tastes like?
It's disgusting. You told me I can't have dad jokes, but here you are, you're laughing it up at the most easiest basic one. Your weird cackly laugh. Hi.
Hello, and welcome all to another episode of the Spooky Horror Show podcast.
Ooh.
I'm your host, Sean, joined again by Anthony, and tonight we're going to be talking about the 1984 cult classic, Night of the Comet. But before we get into all that, I want to remind everyone that if you want to be part of the show, Spooky Horror Show podcast records live Saturdays at 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/moondoggy82. Can't catch us live or just prefer an edited version? That's perfectly fine. Just search for Spooky Horror Show podcast on YouTube and all podcast services, and you'll find us there. Don't forget to rate, subscribe,
comment, let us know.
Comment, yeah. All that's out of the way. Anthony, how has your week been?
You know what? Honestly, dude, I was just, my wife asked me today, she's like, how's your day going? And I'm like, honestly, I have nothing to say. I have not been stressed a day that
I know you sent me a text yesterday because you wanted to play.
Oh God, yesterday it had nothing to do with the shop. So it starts out. We all start off the day with our parts car got hit, like sideswiped in our lot.
None of your shit came in. Oh,
No, it was nobody was in it. It was unloaded and everything. It was on the side of the building where you can have like we moved diesel trucks through this place. Okay, and they all heard a crash. They come out. There's a white streak in the front. Thing's fucked up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I'm like, this is some bullshit.
A week went by fast.
Yeah, tell us
because the new editing style I'm doing goes by super quick. I'm surprised how much easier it is. It's like I said, like last week or the week before, the back end of getting it set up is a little bit more time consuming because my camera records in RAW.
Yeah, you said that.
Once I bring it in, I have to color grade it, do all that shit, and then render that out in its original Cinema 4K into its own separate file with my audio all matched up and everything. But then I have to take your camera,
my camera and audio,
sync it with that audio, so that can be rendered out. That is a little bit time consuming, especially since it's recording 4K RAW. Yeah. My video file, like the files that you send me, are between like 2 and like 4 gigs.
Yeah, I know. Mine's 100 big.
My video file is 300 to 800 gigs.
God damn, man.
It records in RAW. It's a cinema camera. That's just how it is. But I did finally watch this movie, and spoiler alert.
Yeah, like I said, it's old. Yes, it's old, but it's a good,
surprisingly good.
It's honestly it's a wholesome kind of movie. Honestly,
yeah. Let's get into production facts. So, Night of the Comet is a 1984 American science fiction horror comedy film.
Yeah,
I picked this because I was looking through a list of zombie movies, and this
came up. Well, this would come up, but
because those dudes are supposed to be like zombie things.
Yeah.
And then other people talk about it, and it's like, oh, it's a sci-fi comedy, and I'm like, okay. But then other people go, yeah, it's a horror comedy, and I'm like, okay. Then I'm watching it, I'm like, this is kind of just sci-fi, but I'm here for it.
That's what the wife said. She's like, isn't it like, what is it? Like a sci-fi? Like, it's kind of a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of both, I'm like, there is a comet, and then like some people turn into zombies, and I'm like, like everything. This
was written and directed by
Jimmy.
I'm gonna
go for it.
I'm probably gonna butcher this.
I'm not
Tom Eberhardt. His first name is Thom. Tom Eberhardt. Eberhardt.
Nice.
So we're just gonna call him Tom because I don't want to butcher his name. I don't want to butcher his name.
It's understandable.
When writing the script, director Tom wanted to merge the ideas of a strong female protagonist and his love for post-apocalyptic sci-fi films. For the women, he was inspired by Ginger Rogers. Further inspiration came from real-life teenage girls whom he met while filming PBS specials. There you go. That's what that was supposed to be. Without telling the girls the details of the script's premise, he asked them to describe how they would react to like an apocalyptic event. The girls saw the scenario as an exciting adventure and only saw a downside to like the experience when he brought up the subject of dating. So they were all down. It's like, oh yeah, fucking apocalypse would be great, blah blah blah. And then it's like, who are you gonna fuck? Shit.
Yeah.
Using their answers, he initially had trouble convincing the studios to let him direct, but they relented when he held out. I believe it was Atlantic Releasing Corporation was looking to immediately invest $700,000 into the film because they wanted to capitalize on the success of their 1983 hit Valley Girl, which I love.
Oh, Nicolas Cage is in that.
Yeah, I think that's Nicolas Cage with his original teeth. But I just remember.
Oh no, yeah, I think you're right. Actually, yeah, because it doesn't look the same at all. Yeah, that was a good fucking movie.
They were like, let's just go. I want to give you the money. Let's go. Producers Andrew Lane and Wayne Crawford clashed with the director during filming. The director later stated that they did not understand the film and resented being assigned to such a low-budget B movie. What most producers probably do, but at the same time, low budget like B movies are probably the most fun to shoot because it's like super collaborative and shit. Regardless, he praised their producing skills and said the film could not have been made without their help. It stars Catherine Mary Stewart, Robert Beltran, and Kelli Maroney, who I do know because she also starred in Chopping Mall.
Oh, Chopping Mall! I keep seeing that. Gotta fucking
yeah. That's another fun movie. I think they made a remake to that. Wasn't very good. I don't remember. It had a budget of $700,000 and a box office of $14.4 million. Anthony, what are your thoughts on the 1984 cult classic, Night of the Comet?
I like it. I saw that shit when I was a lot younger. I thought it was funny back then. And I haven't seen it until you brought it back up. And I was like, fuck yeah, I remember that movie. And watching it, I was like, this is actually a really good movie. And knowing Sean and his 80s obsession, well, I mean, it was a great period. The whole 80s thing, I'm like, this is right up his fucking alley. the soundtrack was dynamite, too.
Oh, God, the soundtrack was so fucking good.
Dynamite. My whole childhood, I was like, fuck, I remember shit like this. This was good shit.
I actually want to do at least part of a season. I have a very...
80s cliche.
I have a very special place in my heart for 80s teen vampire movies.
Which one?
My best friend's a vampire.
Okay.
Shit like that. Like there's so many of them. And
what was the vampire in Brooklyn? That was the one with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. But that wasn't a teen one. This is Once Bitten. Jim Carrey is a teenager in high school.
Buffy.
But I think that's
the original 90s. Buffy.
Yeah. But my best friend's a vampire. That's like two teenage kids and shit like that. There's so many. I fucking love them so much, and I want to get them all together.
Would Lost Boys be on that list?
Yeah.
Corey Feldman is
a teenager. Corey Haim's a teenager. I have never seen this movie before. This is the first time I've ever seen this. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, yo, I'm digging the shit out of this movie. This is so much fun.
Yep.
And it's like, having already done a bunch of the research for like fun facts and stuff before sitting down, knowing they had $700,000, which seems like a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money
when you think
and to empty a city like that.
They're filming on location in Los Angeles. That's downtown Los Angeles.
They gotta rent that shit. You know, they gotta pay the city to all the shit
that they had to go through to do that. Yeah. Filming in the shopping mall with all the damage. The radio station, I think, was a set. I'm pretty sure.
The radio station I could see, but like they gotta pay the city and all the ordinances.
Yeah,
it's a lot more than just a set. You know, a set they got a lot of leeway with. You know what I mean? They can cut corner. You know how they like to exploit. But you know what I mean? It's a lot more money involved with that. So like, kudos to them. I thought they did well.
Yeah, I was just like, and then it was like you said, the soundtrack. Oh, the fucking
it was
soundtrack.
The greatest like 80s cliche soundtrack, man. Like that would be something you put on playing fucking video game. Like that's fucking nice.
Yeah, I was so down for this. I was talking to the wife today about it, and I was like, I'm surprised how much I like the film.
Why though? I knew you were gonna probably like it.
When you watch it, first of all,
the cover doesn't bode well.
Yeah, no. I was surprised that I liked this as much as I did because it did seem super low budget, and it did seem kind of
corny,
kind of shitty. Yeah, but I was like watching it. The acting is really good. The locations, the cinematography, the music, the fact that they used like every inch of the fucking budget to make this. The only
stretch that budget.
The only thing I was like, you know what? I probably would go back to the 80s
just for the fucking
if
movie?
It wasn't for one thing.
What?
The fashion. The fashion is
when
awful.
I saw her on the fucking couch with that goddamn workout outfit, I'm like, oh my god, I hated it when I was a child. No, I mean that fucking yellow spandex suit thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that's all my fucking. That's all your mom. My mother had all of those. Did yours, mom?
Yeah.
My mom had all of those. It was so fucking embarrassing. I was like, oh my god, you look like the fucking pattern on Taco Bell. Stop wearing this shit.
I feel like that was the fashion when you were trying to be like hip and cool, because at the same time you have all the Friday the 13th films and those people dress like normal people.
They do.
But then you get here, there's a scene where Kelli Maroney is in lingerie. I think it's during like the mall montage.
Yeah, I was like, why is she in fucking lingerie?
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that is the ugliest lingerie I have ever seen in my life.
But it's like
a see-through. I know. But it's like that's, you look at that and you're like, that's a fucking boner killer. That is the ugliest fucking piece of garment.
It's an old one.
It's so gross. It's like a one-piece see-through bathing suit that has frills on like the sides. I was like, ugh, I can't do it. But yeah, I really like this movie. I can't wait to get into the plot and talk about it. I think people should see this. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
So you ready for some plot?
Plot.
All right. So we get a voiceover about a passing comet. Yeah, it's a voiceover about a comet that's passing over Earth that hasn't happened in like the last 65 million. It just so happens the last time that this went across Earth, it was during the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs. So Earth is about to go through this orbit, through like the orbit of the tail of the comet, 11 days before Christmas. So large crowds decide to gather outside and watch as the comet passes to watch and celebrate. 18-year-old Reggie Belmont, works in a movie theater in Southern California. She's annoyed, like she's playing Tempest on the arcade machine instead of working.
Yeah.
And the guy wants to get her, I guess her manager wants to get the fuck out of there because
everybody wants to get the fuck out of there.
He wants to go see the thing, and she just wants to win. So she gets another high score in Tempest, and then as she's typing in her name, she gets annoyed that the initials DMK have the 6th highest score on the theater's Tempest video.
She's fucking insane.
All the scores on that are hers. Except for number 6.
And it's like number 6.
I think she just got number 7. But when she's typing it in, you can see that there's a whole bunch of scores above her score. Why did she only get it? She only got annoyed that there was a score higher than the one that she just got after she put her name.
She's fucking nuts. There's plenty of people that do that.
I would have been annoyed the entire time putting it and be like, fuck, a piece of shit and everything. But it wasn't. She was like, oh yeah, another high score.
I want to know, did she die as soon as she got right next to the number?
Yeah.
That's the only way that I would think that would work, because you would have to die right next to it, like just hitting, oh, I'm gonna die so she can get that number again. I'm like, you went through that much trouble? That's pretty sad.
She decides to stay and close up the theater so everyone else can leave, and she's gonna help out her boyfriend, who's a projectionist, Larry. When she goes up to see him, he's getting ready to sneak out one of the film reels so it can be duplicated to basically be sold
old school
by like
pirating.
the CD. Remember the CD, DVD ladies?
Yeah.
On Staten Island? Hell yeah. That's basically what
we had them all the time.
So he wants to get it duplicated for his own profit. That profit, $110. That's it.
Wow.
He's letting the guy borrow to make copies of the tape for $110.
You know, honestly, think about it. Back in the 80s, that was a lot of money back then.
No, it's not.
Back then,
here's an early fun fact: $110 in 1984 is $289.55.
That's not a lot for the legal.
You make a copy of that film
jail
and then
life.
Sell it. Well, and then start selling it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna make thousands of dollars.
Yes.
You're not gonna. That's terrible. That's awful. But what I love even more is he offers to pay Reggie $15 for her assistance.
I love how she answered him.
Yeah. It's like, fucking, goddamn it, man. They're basically gonna chill in the
projector booth.
What is it called? Until morning, because Larry needs to let the dude back in so that he can get the reel back. While all this is happening, I think they fuck now. or they're about to fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, they're about to fuck.
Meanwhile, Reggie's 16-year-old sister, Samantha, Sam Belmont, argues with her horrible stepmother, Dolores.
Oh my God.
After Sam...
Oh.
Yeah, after Reggie tells her... After Reggie... Sam... that awful yellow outfit you were talking about. Sam answers the phone. It's Reggie. Reggie saying, hey, I'm not coming home. I'm staying out. See, blah, blah, blah. All that shit. So Sam gives the phone to the evil stepmother. And the stepmother is a complete and total cunt.
Yeah, she's fucking terrible.
She's like, you better be home in like 15 minutes or blah, blah, blah. All this fucking bullshit. Reggie's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And then leaves. Sam implies that Doris is cheating on her father, who is away on active military duty.
Implies that. I think they're both cheating on each other.
She's in the middle of like hugging and tugging on some other dude's dick.
The neighbor. Didn't you hear him say like the neighbor?
Yeah, the neighbor. But here's the thing: everyone else sees this. No one says anything. Is this a swingers community? Like what's going on?
You know how it works. You know these fuckers know how it works.
So, because of that implication that Doris is cheating, she slaps Sam. Sam slaps her right back, and then Doris punches Sam right in the face.
Clocks her. How old is fucking Sam supposed to be? I thought she was supposed to be like a teenager.
I think she's supposed 16. To be like 16.
Oh my God, dude! This girl
old ass bitch clocks her in the face. Like, could you imagine
at a party decking a fucking like a child? It's like every parent's dream.
Like my parents are divorced. Were divorced. They're both dead. And they remarried. Neither of those step parents ever dared put a hand on me.
It is. It's heard of though. It's heard of.
My father was always never put your hands on a woman. Ever. However, if he found out that my stepmother ever hit me, he would have beaten her to death.
Oh my God.
And it's the same thing with my mom. If she ever found out that like my stepfather tried to hit me, one, I'd probably beat the shit out of him. But she would probably stab him in his sleep. So, but they're all dead now. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, so she falls. Then we cut back to Reggie and Larry spending the night in the steel line projection booth having sex. Meanwhile, Doris goes back out to the rest of the party and starts tugging on that neighbor's dick again.
Oh my God.
And then we cut to the next morning. There's a reddish haze that's covering the sky. There's no signs of life anywhere, but piles of red dust
how they
and heaps
saved
of clothes
money.
Everywhere.
They had a small cast.
The next morning, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Unaware that anything happened the night before, annoyed, Larry leaves to go to the dude's house because he never showed up to get the film back. When he opens the door, he's killed by a zombie.
Yeah.
At this point, the door's still wide open. Yeah, the dude bashes his head in with a pipe wrench. But he's laying there. So
he drags him away.
Does he drag him away? I don't ever remember him dragging him. I remember him like dropping the wrench.
And the door's closed. The same door closed.
So I guess like he pops out with the arm. Away. They probably didn't have the budget to like put a pad underneath him to drag him without getting all fucked up.
Yeah,
but
just get up, hurry up, run, get a scene.
Run and get behind the trash. Sam goes downstairs so that she can play more Tempest and beat DMK's score, which I don't know how she got so excited, like she erased it.
It's really not.
You beat his score, so now his score goes from 6 to 7. His score is still there, but it can't erase it.
Oh, it just keep moving it down. Oh,
yeah.
She'd have to keep doing it to knock him down. That is just not worth it.
So if it's like 10 slots and he was at 6. She would have to beat him like 4 more times to get him off the board. But she only beat it once, and it's like it erased it. I'm like, have you played?
That doesn't really work. No, that doesn't really work like that. Not those old school
arcade games
that you had to like go, A B C E, A B C. Oh fuck, A B B.
You go to put your name in, and you fucked it up, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm that now.
Yeah.
So yeah, she beats it, and then she goes looking for Reggie. She ends up getting locked out of the front of out of the front of the theater. Not being able to get back in, she heads around back, and she comments that the red sky just seems like bad smog.
In California. Back then, we had a lot of bad smog out there.
I mean, you still do.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So she's locked out. She goes around to that back door that Larry was just at, but it's locked shut. However, she finds his keys and the bloody wrench. She hears a noise a little bit further down the thing, holding the keys to the bike. She starts to head down, doesn't see anything. She yells for Larry to stop being a dick and just come out when the zombie comes out, and it was very disturbing. The zombie to be like, "Come here, girl."
Yeah, like, it's a weird virus.
What?
You know, yeah. I don't understand that at all.
I feel like they weren't like full-on zombies. I felt like it was more like Fallout ghouls.
Yeah, they were like
where
taken
they weren't
over
feral
by the
just yet.
Yeah,
but yeah. She follows the noise. The zombie jumps out, scares her. She beats the shit out of the zombie. I like how Reggie is kind of a badass, but also kind of not. But she's also kind of racist, and we'll get to that in a little bit. when I say her lines the way she did, you're gonna be like, oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
So she beats the shit out of the zombie. She makes her way back to the bike. She gets on the bike. She rides away. The roads are completely fucking empty, which if anyone knows what LA looks like, the roads are never like that.
No such thing as empty.
Unless you're a Hollywood blockbuster, there's no possible fucking way you are getting those roads that fucking empty. That costs money.
A lot.
She gets home. At home, Reggie finds her sister. Apparently, Sam decided to run away. She left a note, but when she was leaving, she realized she didn't have anywhere to go. So she decided that she's gonna fuck with Doris and decided to sleep in the garden shed, which is made of steel, apparently. I have one of those, and it's made of aluminum, but okay.
Aluminium.
Maybe in the 80s it was steel.
Aluminium.
Sam doesn't think anything's wrong because she's all like, I can't get in touch with anyone, but I'm gonna go to Pep Squad, and then after Pep Squad, I'm still gonna run away just to teach her a lesson. So when Dad comes home,
why would you go to Pep Squad if that be the case? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think she's supposed to be smart. I think that's like the main thing. She's just not supposed to be smart.
Yeah, they don't make her too dumb though.
Reggie has to drag her outside to show her all the clothes because she's like, oh, Doris probably slept at Mr. whatever his name's house. And Reggie brings her outside and pulls her dress out of the dust and is like, this is where she is. Where's the neighbor? And picks up a shoe. Here he is, and pours like dust out of it. This kind of freaks her out a little bit, but she's still kind of like, whatever. And Reggie asks probably the most important question in a suburban neighborhood on a Saturday. Where are the kids?
Yeah, it's true.
It's middle of the day. Where are the kids? There's no kids anywhere. Where the fuck are the kids?
Not a single child. Not a bite.
And dude, Sam's reaction had me laugh out loud.
I like she just straight up like
doesn't even turn around.
Doesn't even
just
acknowledge.
Backs up.
Yeah, closes the door. I was like, what the fuck?
That is fantastic comic timing with that shit. Inside, Sam realizes like she is actually freaking out now, but they're like, we can't be the only ones alive. And the DJ starts talking on the radio. So they're like, let's just fucking go there.
Let's go there and find that.
So they race down to the radio station and they find out that the radio is the show is all pre-recorded. Yeah.
I knew it was.
I was like, it has to be. While they're and like talking and everything, a trucker by the name of Hector Gomez.
He reminded me of a fake Eric Estrada.
He apparently spent the night in the back of his truck. Now, I don't know if he meant the bedding area of the truck, or if he meant he picked up a chick,
like in the cab.
Yeah, because like when they're like, the whole thing is like it's steel. The steel blocks it, but
yeah,
I don't feel like that's steel. The bed of it,
the cab.
Yeah, like the cab, I don't believe is steel,
but it's not going to be fully sealed.
Yeah,
it's going to have a vent.
So I would think that the place where the trailer would be more what they were talking about. He apparently spent the night with the girl he picked up as he was on his way to San Diego. The next morning, they went to go get gas when they ran into a zombie that was eating a cat. The lady he was with freaked out and ran away. When he finally managed to catch up with her, I think he said she looked like one of them got to her and were eating her or something like that. Reggie realizes that that's probably what happened to Larry, and she runs into the bathroom sick. Sam tells Hector why she ran away. He decides to be a good guy and check on her to make sure she's okay. This is the beginning of the racism. She have said his name with any more hatred towards Hispanic people? Oh, really? Hector? It's Hector. It's Hector. Hector.
Man, I don't know. I just think it's stupid white bitch with attitude.
But it gets better. Okay, you could be like, well, maybe she has an attitude. Fine.
Yeah.
They're talking a little bit, And then
thank you, Sean. You know what I mean? You never done that, but I can see what you're saying in that, because now you have me thinking, like, was this bitch racist the way she said it? It's not a hostile shit the way you're making it sound.
Just wait. He shows her his gun to be like, this is what I got, and she's like, this is yours, and he's like, it's what was given to me. And she goes, it's not great, but it's good enough for a date night in the barrio.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? What the fuck's going on right now?
Shit stuff's by you when you're working on your phone and shit watching movies, because I don't remember her saying it like that. But now that you mentioned it,
like, it's good enough for date night in the barrio. Why's it got to be the barrio? Why, you could have just said it's good enough for date night. You didn't have to throw in that. There was no reason for that.
Hispanic ghetto type thing. I don't understand why you gotta say it like that.
But yeah, so the two figured that because they spent the nights in like steel containers, that's what stopped them from the effects of the comet. When Sam talks into the microphone, she's heard by researchers in an underground installation out in the desert. As they listen to Reggie, Sam, and Hector debate what to do next, the scientists note that the zombies, though less exposed to the comet, will eventually disintegrate into the dust. We cut to Sam speeding down the highway, drinking beer in what looks like a prom dress, I think, when she's pulled over by cops. She realizes she doesn't have a license, and then the cops turn into zombies and attack her. As they attack her, she wakes up. It was only a dream.
Oh my God, I love this scene. And then it's a dream, and then a dream, and then a dream. It's Inception.
Yeah. So Sam gets up and goes into the bathroom to give herself a bum bath. Now,
a bum bath.
During this scene, you know, she gets into her bra and panties and to like clean herself off when the zombie cop from the other dream comes in and kills her.
Right behind her.
And she wakes up again. It, like Anthony said, it was Inception. It was a dream within a dream. However,
screaming her fucking head off.
Before I knew it was a dream.
Within a dream?
I was like, why?
Why are you naked in a really odd fucking bathroom?
Yeah, like you went into the bathroom, but you didn't shut the door. You left the door open, but you're getting practically naked alone? To wash yourself off. And there's a strange guy that you just met like an hour or two beforehand, and your sister. That's it. It's like close the door.
That's like
yeah. But then when it turned out to be a dream, it was like, okay.
I'm very open door about stuff, but in an apocalypse like that, I don't need that shit out there. What to see what their next meal might look like, you know?
What really annoyed me about the whole scene, because Kelli Maroney naked, awesome. I'm down for that. Sure, whatever. When she took off her Pep Squad cheerleading sweater, what the fuck was that shirt underneath? That was like a regular ass button-down shirt, but it was like half a shirt, and it was only buttoned at one button. What was the point of that?
The collar, probably.
That's fucking stupid. That's so, like, she took it off and there was that, and I was like, is she gonna like take this off and like not have a bra on underneath?
It's a PG-13 movie. She took that off much further.
For a PG-13 movie, we saw nipples, areola, and a little bush. Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, Reggie calms Sam down and then goes to have a talk with Hector. Hector tells her he's gonna leave to check on his family in San Diego, but promises that he'll return as soon as possible. And Reggie's all like, "Don't go, bitch! You just went from making fun of him, for being Hispanic, to be like, can you not leave and put your dick in me? Like, how did we make that jump in like an hour? You know what I mean?
It's an easy prospect right there."
Yeah, I think the next morning he leaves. Reggie and Sam go to. At some point, they talked about going to an army base or
I think just they were trying to get to like an army or army base. One of the other.
Yeah, something like that to basically pick up guns. So I assume at some point they went there because now they have
Uzis. Well, they weren't Uzis. I think they were Mac 10s.
Sam comments when it like jams while they're shooting a car.
Daddy's
that this wouldn't have happened if Dad was here. He would have given us Uzis. They shoot up a car. They walk away. Sam ends up flipping out on Reggie because she always swipes the guys that Sam likes.
Yeah.
Now she's stealing the only guy left on the planet. I mean, at that point,
that's odd.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything. At this point, it's one dude and two chicks left.
And the way
I don't know.
But we're not at that part yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got very odd.
They hug it out. Hector makes it home and finds out that everyone is dust. He decides that since everyone's dead, he wants to collect like whatever family heirlooms and shit he can. So he's throwing it all in a bag. When he hears a noise outside, he opens up the back door and there's a zombie kid there. Instead of shooting the zombie kid in the fucking face and just being done with it, he shuts the door.
So
the kid kicked the door open. Do the zombies have super strength?
Superhuman strength now? I mean, well,
because that kid kicked the door open.
Talking and shit.
It's like an 11-year-old, and he kicked the door in. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But again,
Not a
instead
zombie.
of shooting the kid,
No.
he decides to just run away from him inside the house, and I think he jumps out a window, right?
Yeah.
I think he jumps out like the living room window. And he's like,
avoid the whole situation.
And then gets in a car and like drives away. Back at the base, the scientists argue over how to collect blood tests from survivors. The main dude, who I don't remember, but he's a character actor that I've seen in fucking everything. He's like the lead researcher or scientist person. He prefers that the tests get done out in the field instead of bringing people back.
Yeah.
So he's gonna send the chick, I think her last name is White. Yeah, Audrey White.
I don't know, but that one looked beastly.
He's going to send her and a small group of people to go to Reggie, Sam, and Hector to collect blood samples to see if like they're, infected in anything, and then, possibly bring them back. While they're arguing outside on the helipad, helicopter lands and they open the door and 2 little kids come. Where were these kids?
I have no idea. It's odd.
What steel container could these 2 little kids have been in to protect them from what fucking happened? Every other kid is dead except for these. It's whatever, man. After the girls have a heart-to-heart on the hood of a cop car, they decide that what they really need is a shopping spree. So they go to the mall. This is where we start getting even more of the awesome fucking music, but terrible fashion.
Yeah.
However, Kelli Maroney in that blue dress was hot as shit. That was a hot dress for her. The other things that she was wearing were fucking awful. They were fucking terrible. But that dress, was smoking hot.
Well, for us, we think that, not them. They thought they were the best.
Yeah. While they're doing their whole girls' night montage, shopping spree bullshit, these creepy looking fucking dudes are watching them on like a surveillance camera. I think they call themselves stock boys.
They were stock boys, they said, and they moved on up.
Yeah, that they moved from like stock boys to owning the blah blah blah.
Yeah, I was like, you don't really own anything. It's not an ownership at that point.
So while they're doing their stuff, he tells the other stock boys to go get the girls. They go down and try to take him prisoner. A firefight opens. Sam and Reggie are separated. Reggie doesn't have a gun. No, Reggie has a gun. Sam
Reggie
doesn't
has a gun.
have a gun.
Sam put hers down when she was doing her little fashion show. Because the montages, well, it wasn't a montage, but montages were big back then.
The guys have them cornered, so Sam starts throwing shoes at the guys to draw their attention away from Reggie.
And
while their backs are turned,
ass shots.
Reggie with the guys with their back turned, instead of Reggie shooting them while their backs are turned wide open, she runs away and hides to now shoot them from the side where they can see her and fire back.
I feel like they write this stuff to be like simple. They needed a scene, so they came up with the worst ideas possible to make a scene.
Yeah, I was just like, oh god. So they go about this for a while, and then I think Reggie runs out of ammo. Sam runs upstairs, knees a dude in the balls, throws a TV down, misses them. And then the head stock boy captures her.
Oh, Willie?
And basically
that
tells,
crazy fucking dude, Willie?
Yeah. Yeah,
terrible.
Willie tells Reggie to come out or he'll kill her sister.
And then she pops up.
So
with
then
the fucking
she
dude
comes
in
out
glasses.
holding the guy that Sam needing the balls hostage, and Willie's all like, I can't let you have one of my men hostage. And she's like, well, what are we gonna do now? Is you don't understand. I can't allow you. Bop. And she's like, what are you doing? I don't care. I felt like his face was weird, but I couldn't place it. And then when they were tied up in the storeroom, I saw that he was wearing huge things. I thought he was just an ugly person, and that's just what it was. But then he took it off, and his eyes are all fucking gross, like the zombie people. The scientists arrive at the radio station, and when they realize that the girls aren't there, they figured there's only one place teens with nothing to do would go. The mall. The scientists arrive at the mall, rescue the girls. Reggie ends up being taken back to their base. I don't really know if I remember how they talked
Sam into doing that.
Like how they talked Sam into not going with her.
They separated, for a reason, and she was skeptical. And she's like, no. They needed to go to clean them or something or examine. I don't remember.
Because I know Oscar didn't want her to go because he's like, we don't have to even test her because I can tell that she's infected because she has a rash.
That's why they did. Because it's like, oh, you have a small rash. We're just going to go test her and get it cleaned up. You go ahead.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Oscar's just like, look, we just need to fucking kill her and be done with it. So Audrey White, the female scientist, no longer really believes in what they're doing. She thinks like they're fucking shit up like really bad. So she offers to dispose of Sam. She tells Oscar that she'll basically kill Sam and wait for Hector and then test him, and then if he's good, bring him back. But Oscar's like, I'll stay with you. She fake euthanizes Sam by injecting her with a sedative and then shoots and kills Oscar.
Fucking, I got me on that one. I thought she was dead.
Because Sam isn't infected. She needs to see a dermatologist. She just, when she gets angry, she gets a rash.
She gets a hive. It's it. It does happen. It really does.
Now, while all this is happening, Hector arrives at the radio station dressed as Santa with gifts for the girls.
Which I thought was fucking weird.
Well, it was almost Christmas.
It is not the time.
So, well, cause he's probably thinking it's just going to be them. So like he had a shit ton of presents for him and everything, and he was probably going to surprise his family showing up for Christmas and be Santa. So he probably already had the costume and shit, but they're dead. So he's like, fuck it. I guess this will be my new family. But he shows up and Audrey's there, has a gun on him. Audrey tells him what's going on with the researchers and everything, and that she wrote everything down, everything he would need to know about what's going on. It's written down. And then she injects herself with sodium pentothal? Yeah. She injects herself with something and kills herself.
It's what slows down your heart and makes you end up looking like you're dead, but you're not dead. It puts you like in a small little coma. It's kind of it's the Romeo and Juliet serum or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Basically, what Audrey alludes to, I think she actually tells him, but then she wrote down a whole bunch of other stuff, that the researchers had suspected what was going to happen with the comet, and they prepared for what the comet's effects would be. But the dumbasses inadvertently left the ventilation system open with the fans running, so when the comet passed, it sucked that shit in.
That shit right in. So I know. I love that.
They all got infected, and they believe
everybody go inside.
Using the blood of non-infected people will help them find a cure and prevent them from changing. It never works out that way.
Yeah.
Just look at The Last of Us.
Oh, God, I thought about that too.
The doctor interviewing Reggie at the compound is starting to turn. You can tell, like, the lights are kind of fucking bothering him. He has to put sunglasses on.
Yeah, he puts sunglasses on.
He's asking her a lot of questions about, like, has she had STDs? Does she have this? Blah, blah, blah,
basically trying to see how pure her body is.
Reggie is getting annoyed by the questions and kind of the tone that they're taking with her. So she's like, where's my sister? It's like fucking weird that my sister's not here. And he just turns around and goes, oh, she's dead. Yeah, she was infected, so we killed her.
No, she wasn't.
Some other doc comes in to prepare her to be drained, but when he turns his back on her, she fucking clocks him in the head with an old school fucking keyboard. Those like 15-pound fucking keyboards. It's like when you think mechanical keyboard, that's the keyboard.
That's what you're talking about?
Like that's
Did
just
you
like
see that fucking video I sent you the other day with the guy that tried a two-piece giant keyboard? Oh my God, that was great. I was like, dude, this would have been me, and they would have laughed at me. This is something I would do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it sounds like when you type. So. But yeah, so Reggie escapes into the compound. Sam and Hector then arrive at the compound, lower a guard out to the trunk, and when he opens, it's like, hey, you like girls? He opens the trunk and she's laying there. He's like, she's dead. He's like, nah, she's just knocked out. And he's like, and grabs him. So they...
What?
They injected
that
Sam.
One guy. Yeah, with the sleeping serum.
But they did that at the mall.
Yeah.
But then Hector met up with her at the radio station.
No, later.
Where the fuck was Sam? Sam is not seen. Sam is euthanized? Oh,
no,
like she's sedated?
In the trunk.
But she's sedated. In what trunk?
I don't know.
They drive his car.
You're just pulling plot lines here that like just have holes in them. Yes, I get it.
Well,
I'm not denying that they never really explained from point A to B. Like, they got to point A to C.
Yeah.
Just like there's no teenage Jesus. They gave us no teenage Jesus. It just never happened.
That's just the thing that confused me, because he shows up, he talks to her. It's like, blah, 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 okay. But Sam she was knocked out in the mall, But then the scene with Hector takes place at the radio station, and then the next time we see Hector and Sam is them pulling up to the compound. There's no in between.
Maybe
did she leave a note
up and left and went to the radio station?
But yeah, that was just weird because I was like, where? Oh, am I missing a scene? Like, what the fuck's going on?
No, it never was explained.
That's that grindhouse shit where it's like, that doesn't matter. We didn't get it.
We took out the shit that would make any sense, and we're just going to give you just the points you need. Yeah.
Reggie discovers the brain dead survivors having their blood drained, and then she's recaptured. While this is going on, Sam makes her way down to the generator level and shuts down the power. This kills all the vegetables, and in the commotion, Reggie attacks the guard that was holding on to her and steals his gun. She goes in and saves that young boy and girl before they're able to be processed. This is some fucked up shit.
This getting weird.
No, you're just gonna go to sleep and see Santa.
This is odd.
Even the boy's like, yeah, that's not how that works.
That's not happening.
It's like, no,
that's
it is.
Not happening.
It's like, no. That's
like
you just
and
put
then
this
no, but
on,
and then everything after it,
yeah,
everything after it was fucking weird too. Like the way they were like treating, she was trying to treat the kids like it's a weird family. I was like,
so
bitch got issues.
It was that whole thing's fucking weird. While she saves them, she hears someone coming up from behind and just opens fire because I guess that's just what you do. You just open fire on people. Turns out it's Sam.
Dum-dums do that.
While that's going on and they're talking, those two little female scientists like look at each other like, we could take them. And as they try to creep closer, she turns around with the gun. They're like, okay. Like, it's like, man, whatever. So take the kids and they head back upstairs. When they get to the top of the compound, Hector's pulling up in his car with the top down. Everyone gets in the car and he goes to drive away. He stops and looks back and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just drive. And he's like, no, wait. And then all the scientists start coming out. The head scientist, he's like fully fucking all fucked up.
Fucking with me. It's like, fuck you
and he's
guys.
Like, yeah. While this was going on, I was kind of like, okay. So Hector and Sam go there. Sam goes downstairs into the compound and just knows what to do. But Hector is, again, nowhere to be seen. The fuck is Hector doing? It turns out he was rigging all of their cars to blow up. Now,
there's a scene with him going underneath the car with a gas can.
Okay, I might have been typing shit while that was happening because then I'm like, how did the cars blow up? I know he put gas
when he
inside
hit
of
the ignition. Yeah, I guess when he hit the ignition from the fume,
maybe
but it
fumes?
doesn't always act. Yeah. It doesn't really act like that.
Yeah, it's like
that
I
is
don't know.
Such an over dramatic thing in cinema.
Yeah, but the cars blow up and they're all like, and doing freeze frame fucking jumps in the air and shit like that and hugging. And then another zombie comes up and tries to take the little girl. They fight him off. Reggie throws Hector her gun. His gun. I don't know. Someone's gun.
Someone's gun.
Shoots the dude in the head and they drive off. Next morning, the rain finally comes, washes away all of the dust. And it's a bright, sunny, clear sky day. Reggie pairs up with Hector. Apparently, it looks like they got married. But I'm like,
it does. It looks creepy as shit. And then they have the kids in between them, like the nuclear family and shit. I'm like, girl, you need to relax. And then when she said later on, well, the only ones here, we gotta let society go. Yeah, I got that. I get what you're trying to say. Like,
yeah. It's like, it's weird, but like, I understand that the two more
Eric Estrada looks like 50 in this fucking scene. The girl's supposed to be 18. Sam's hot, but she's supposed to be 16. That's just weird. I don't know how that's supposed to play out. You got fucking
I do love that she's just annoyed.
Yeah, she's like,
but it's like,
annoyed.
Again,
I don't have anyone.
Like, because like, it's like, oh, this is Aunt Reggie, this is Aunt Sam, this is Uncle Hector and everything. But I understand that possibly Hector and Reggie would pair up because they're at least semi-close to each other in age. If you two are the only ones left alive, you're gonna fuck each other. Like, that's just it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's
the apocalypse. Also, I mean, people are gonna get together. You're gonna get lonely.
Yeah, but also there's the children there. You can't just be like, okay, bye, kids. It's like you have to take care of the kids.
They don't look biological. Now, we don't know the background.
No.
Now, if they're not,
I wouldn't be surprised if they were like taken from an orphanage or something like that.
I would, they're gonna have to explain to me. Listen, it's just it's just us. You guys gotta get down and fuck. Well,
I would definitely not do that because that's just weird. But
if they don't know each other, if they're from different homes, they're not related.
But that's the thing. I do think they know each other.
Oh, okay. Like I said, that would be
everything.
that would be the awkward part there.
Yeah, it's just they're clearly not siblings.
And then what if there was nobody else, and then there's Sam? Does he fuck Sam too?
Yeah, probably.
He would have to. It'd be a lot of inbreeding at that point, right?
That's if anyone
It's
can
still
have
inbreeding.
We're going into weird fucking hypotheticals.
Oh yeah, we're going woo! Down that rabbit hole of weirdness that we go.
We're at a point where you can clearly tell that Sam is fucking annoyed because she's the third wheel
Visibly
now.
see it.
It's like Reggie's gonna get the fuck, and then she's just sitting there with her thumb up her ass. But she's annoyed that they're taking so long to cross the road, and Reggie's all like, you have to wait for the light.
Bitch, I'm from New York. There ain't no goddamn light.
Yeah, she gets annoyed and she runs into the street, and there's nobody here. It's a ghost town.
This is how I knew the scene was gonna happen. Yeah.
The sports car comes spinning around.
I don't know where.
It's a guy about her age, and even he's like, you're supposed to wait for the crosswalk.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you're fucking all dicks.
They talk. He's like, hey, you want to go for a ride? And
fuck yeah,
like,
I do.
Who is he?
Yeah.
So she's like, who are you?
I don't fucking care.
And he's Danny Mason Keener.
Anybody with a name like that is a dick.
Well, he's clearly a rich kid. After apologizing, they decide to go for a ride. Reggie tells them not to be out too late. She has to be home by midnight, and he's all like,
weird.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And Reggie brings up what Sam brings up what Reggie said before, were what's left of like the human
society.
thing. Yeah, something like that. And he's all like, huh? And she's like, it's bitchin', isn't it? And that's when he realizes, oh, that means we get the fuck. He's like, yeah.
Get in the car. Get in the car now. Hurry.
Yeah, he drives off, and the back of his license plate, it's a vanity plate that says DMK. He's the dude that's been beating Reggie's fucking shit. And that is the end of Night of the Comet.
It's a badass movie. Badass movie, man.
Yeah. So fun facts. Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street auditioned for the role of Samantha, but the part ultimately went to Kelli Maroney, which I think is a far better choice.
Okay.
When cheerleader Samantha is playing the radio station as a disc jockey, she says she's taken requests from all you Teenage Mutant Comet zombies, which was the working title for the film.
That would have been
Kelli
a cool
Maroney,
name.
Kelli Maroney improvised the Uzi line when the weapon jammed for real. The director told the cast to react to any unexpected things happening while they're filming in character, since the budget was tight and they were trying to avoid retakes and shit.
Understandable.
So it's just
like I said, they probably
if something doesn't work right, just act like, oh, god damn it, like you're in character.
Just go through.
The two police officers that were seen riding the motorcycle in Samantha's nightmare were actually location cops who worked on the movie stopping traffic so filming could be done. The scene of empty Los Angeles was filmed in the morning on normal business days. The shots of the barren city were done quickly while traffic was held at like stoplights.
That's how they saved the money. Yeah.
Chance Boyer, who played the boy survivor Brian, is the real-life actress of son Sharon Farrell, who plays Doris in the film. The movie theater featured in the beginning of the film is historic El Rey Theater in Los Angeles. The album Samantha tosses over her shoulder is the soundtrack for Valley Girl, which was briefly one of the most sought-after albums of the 80s. Catherine Mary Stewart did most of her own stunts, except for riding the motorcycle through Los Angeles. The long shots of Stewart on the motorcycle are a stunt woman, while close-ups of Stewart were done by putting the motorcycle on top of a flatbed truck, which is like the normal thing that they do.
Yeah, that's normally what they do.
When Samantha is arguing with her stepmom, Doris, in the beginning, actress Sharon Farrell actually slapped Kelli Maroney for real. Maroney felt like she wasn't getting the right reaction.
Oh my god, that did happen. It looked so fucking real, and it really was.
Maroney felt like she wasn't getting the right reaction to Farrell's fake slap, so she asked Farrell to slap her for real in order to get an authentic response. She also didn't want to waste too many more takes and wanted to wrap up the scene due to the low budget. That's a team player. Just hit me.
Wow. Just do it. That's some daytime soap opera shit right there.
The writer-director's car can be seen at the stoplight in the montage of the desolate Los Angeles city. So when she drives up on the motorcycle, that car that's just sitting there, that's the director's.
Oh, sweet.
When Reggie emerges from the movie theater the morning after the Comet, a poster for Death Race 2000 can be seen on the theater door. Mary Warnov appears in both films.
Oh, dude, Death Race 2000 was fucking cool. I mean, it's not great, but it was cool.
Here's the thing that really got me, because when I got this, when I found this, I was like, oh shit, you know what? Yeah, Joss Whedon has cited this film as a big influence for the original film script for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Buffy
really?
is, the Samantha. Sam is Buffy.
Okay.
the perky girl. It's working
All
against
right.
type. Yeah, she's all perky and shit, but she knows how to use weapons and shit.
Yeah, okay.
She's not as useless and everything.
So like,
it was
wait her to go on to be Buffy.
No, it was when he watched this movie, the character of Sam was the inspiration for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I can totally see that. I can see that. I can see
especially when you go with the Christy Swanson original Buffy.
Yeah, the girl that played Buffy in the actual movie.
Yep.
Could actually play Sam. If you swap them out, I could see that. I could see it.
The radio station was built in an abandoned warehouse. The director recalls receiving praise for his creative decision to depict Kelli Maroney's character walking out of the elevator by focusing on her feet instead of the conventional full upper body shots.
Oh, you mean butt shot?
He told the Production Booth podcast that this was in fact a result of running out of time to shoot the scene on location, with the actress unavailable to participate in pickups. A member of the production team wore the character's sneakers with no actual elevator to film in. A couple of screens were filmed in tight, close-up and pulled apart manually by stagehands to simulate the opening of the doors.
Oh, wow.
Robert Beltran initially turned down the role of Hector Gomez because he didn't want to play Hector as a typical cholo type. Well, I mean, it's good that he wasn't a cholo.
Yeah.
But maybe in the original script, he was more of a cholo, and that's why her scenes were still like Hector.
They didn't change the dialogue to meet it. Oh, okay. But I'm telling you, he looked like the poor man's version of Eric Estrada from Chips.
Like many horror films of the 70s and 80s, like Dawn of the Dead, this film has several critiques on consumer culture contained within the plot and the dialogue. Perhaps the best example is when the think tank is looking for Regina and Samantha while pondering where the girls might be. One member of the think tank says shopping arcade, but it's also kids. Yeah. Like even on Staten Island, like we didn't buy anything, but we'd still go to the mall. It's the only thing to fucking
it's
do.
The only thing we had to do. It's all we had, but it is true with the whole consumerism of that aspect of it.
Kelli Maroney was used to playing a cheerleader role, as she also played head cheerleader in the high school classic film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The think tank base was done with miniatures and forced perspective. Hector Gomez was originally supposed to have a major emotional breakdown when he went back to his family's house. I probably would have been like, dude, you already knew people were going to be dead. Why? Like, no. No. Ivan E. Roth pulled out a prop gun during his audition for the role of Willie. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
You can't do that now. If you're sending in a self-tape, you can do that. You can't walk into an audition and be like, you can't, no. You can't do that. People will quickly fucking be like, no, this guy's a fucking psycho. This is one that I don't think it's ever been proven or disproven. Okay. During the crowd scene at the beginning, there's a brief shot of LL Cool J on a microphone.
I saw that. I knew it was him. It was like a small one on the bottom of the scene.
I don't think he's ever said that was him, and I don't think he's in any of the credits, so we don't fully know if that is actually him.
Oh, it's him.
Or if that's just people being racist.
No, it was like, it looked like he was like hosting something.
Yeah, the sequence in the department store was shot at night because obviously during the day people are shopping. That's how that works. When Regina and Larry spend the night at the theater in the projection room, the movie is playing. The audio is that of Night of the Living Dead from 1968. Mara Warnov and Gregory Lewis. That's who the main scientist was. It was Gregory Lewis.
Gregory Lewis? Oh, yeah. His name is really familiar. That's why he looks so familiar.
Yeah. They both appeared in Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects. For me, this is a 4 out of 4. 4 out of 5. Like this is a lot of fun. I wouldn't say buy it, but I would definitely say, like,
I wouldn't buy it
because it's
fucking old, so you should be able to get it
free or cheap. Like, I wouldn't buy this unless the DVD
5 or
Blu-ray had extra special features and shit. Like, if it has that, I'd buy it in a fucking instant. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't pay anything more than 5.
Yeah,
but I would just see it. You could even see it with like your family, like probably like 10 and up. I don't know. My kid's like fucking 8, 9, but we all watched it. It wasn't scary. It's not that scary. Yeah, it's like, you know,
there's no nudity. It's like you can see stuff through
some flesh.
Her clothing. That's about it. But it's nothing more than, like, even when she's in her bra and panties in the bathroom,
they don't show you.
It's a little see-through. Like, you can see her nipples and everything. But it's like, it's nothing more than if someone's wearing a fucking bikini. And even when she's wearing the lingerie in the shopping mall, it just looks like it's see-through, kinda, but it just looks like a one-piece bathing suit. Like, that's all that it looks like. Even with the zombies, there's no
there's not a lot of it.
You don't see them eating like the gore for it, and
munching
everything.
down on guts. So it's a good movie. It's
But
definitely good for if you want to show your kids classics, because it's a classic movie, to be 100% honest.
This is definitely one of those fun for the whole family, or people that are worried about horror. They don't know, like if you have that friend who's kind of like, I don't know, and everything, this is a good sci-fi horror type thing to like get them in. Yeah, so this is the trailer to next week's film, Train to Busan. Enjoy. But yeah, that's next week's film, Train to Busan. It is probably one of my favorite Korean films.
Okay. It looks good.
But yeah, that is it for this week. Thank you everybody very much for stopping by, and we will see all of you next week. Bye.
Laters.